my name is Sarah. I have been fostering for NAWS for about 4 years. I got involved through a neighbor who was fostering kittens and who doesn't want to foster kittens, so here I am. I ended up fostering a cat named Barry. He actually came in on a Sunday, I can't forget, just kind of was meant to be. I was volunteering with cat care, and a Good Samaritan had actually brought him in. He was literally frozen where they could not register a temperature on him. NAWS, without question, immediately sent him to the emergency care, and he was there for a couple of days, I think, and then there was a call out for help for a foster. So I ended up picking Barry up from the emergency vet, and when I brought him home, it was apparent that he was still very ill. They had given him antibiotics, and NAWS took him on knowingly that he was going to be a medical case. So the amount of care that he received, truly no other rescue would have provided for an animal. I do believe that he was an angel that was sent to me. We saved each other, honestly. But yeah, so we went downtown several times, multiple diagnostic tests. It was confirmed that he had to have both of his ear canals removed after already doing multiple surgeries. And once again, NAWS did not back off, and we continued treatment. And without NAWS, he would not be where he is now, in a loving home, after I adopted him the summer following.
Hi, my name is Crystal. I've been with NAWS for several years. It's an absolute blessing to be able to work with such an amazing place that helps so many animals. One of the animals that I have been able to save with NAWS is Pedro. He came in a box, and his leg was dangling. He had multiple breaks, at least 5, and the people who brought him in stated that everyone else wanted to euthanize him. We immediately took him into the emergency room, and everyone wanted to euthanize him, but Dr. Heigl is absolutely amazing, and she was willing to give him a chance and see what we can do for his quality of life. And because of NAWS, he has had his surgery, and he will live the rest of his life happy-go-lucky and do amazing. There's another one that I had. Her name is Abby. She was a victim of abuse for Halloween. She had so many scrapes and cuts along her side. It looked like she was road rage from being dragged down the street. Because of NAWS, she has made a full recovery, and she's also up for adoption. But yes, it's an absolute blessing to be able to work with NAWS and save so many animals, and know that their heart is right along with mine and just absolutely loving animals.
Hi, I'm Elliot, and I am a foster at NAWS, and I have been fostering with NAWS for about 5 or 6 years now. I started off with cats, and dogs kind of pulled a special place in my heart, and Phoebe was actually my first foster. So last year in January, at the end of the month, a breeder brought her in because they couldn't find her home, and I guess they just wanted to get rid of her, throwing her away essentially. She had some issues where she wobbled when she walked, and she couldn't go to the bathroom, or she could go to the bathroom, she just couldn't hold it. And so the people at NAWS took her into the vet, come here, and they wanted to see, what was going on. And after a few vets saw her, the general consensus was that she should be put down. And the people at NAWS, they said no. They didn't want to put her down. They didn't want to give up on her. And so they reached out to the group and asked if there was someone who would want to foster her. And I pretty much had to beg my husband. And so we took her in. We got a bunch of supplies with diapers, slings for under her leg for the strength training exercises, towels, beds, you know, all the good stuff to keep her clean, to keep her safe. And over a year fostering her, we got her to where she walks relatively normal. When she stands, she doesn't have a splayed gait. The ataxia can cause them to wobble. They're more at risk for things like arthritis and have issues going up and down the stairs, so that's really important to work on. And then her bladder and bowel issues are something to do with a neurological condition, and unfortunately have not really improved much, but the diapers and some baby wipes make that easy. It's really important for NAWS to have the support that they have so that we can bring more animals like Phoebe into the program so that we can save more lives.
Hi, my name is Fran. I've been working at NAWS for about 8 years now, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about a dog and her puppies named Sunday. Previously I was working at 2 jobs before I worked at NAWS full time. I was working at NAWS and I was also working at an emergency clinic in the area. So one night while I was working at the emergency clinic, a very upset husky presented. She was lateral, she was breathing very heavily, and she was obviously very engorged in her abdomen. Immediately, the staff acted very fast, and everyone obviously noticed that she was pregnant and very, very, very close to having her babies. The person who had brought her into the clinic, unfortunately, was unaware that she was pregnant in any way, shape, or form. The dog had always been an outdoor dog. She was tied up at the front of the porch for her entire life. And unfortunately, the previous owner didn't have the funds to take care of her, nor did he really care to pursue anything, so he elected to have her euthanized. The staff at the ER was very, very, very generous, and they really wanted to fight for her because they thought that she really had a fighting chance of having a good life and having her puppies to have a good life. We thought she was about 3 to 4 years old. Her vitals were okay, even though she was very in a lot of pain, you could tell. So the doctors decided at the emergency clinic that she needed an emergency C-section as soon as possible. We called around to a lot of the other rescues the veterinarians did. I didn't want to overstep or anything, but nobody else would take her or step up. So I called Stacy during my shift, and Stacy immediately was like, yes. Stacy and NAWS immediately jumped in, took control of the case. They took her immediately to surgery at the ER, spent anywhere from I think it was $4,000 to $5,000. Maybe it was even $5,000 to $8,000 on her. I honestly can't remember. They also had her and her puppies hospitalized at the urgent care for, I want to say, about a week. The ER was wonderful. They took such great care of her, and without NAWS stepping up and Stacy stepping up to save her life, she would unfortunately have been euthanized, and her puppies would have had to been euthanized. She ended up delivering 3 wonderful little husky puppies who are now all adopted. Her name was Sunday, and the rest of her puppies were Sauce, Frosting, and Sprinkle, and they are now all living absolutely wonderful lives. Sunday recovered wonderfully. She lives with the manager of the ER. She actually ended up moving to New York and adopting her and taking her with her. So she absolutely has a wonderful life, and the husky puppies also have such a wonderful life. And it's all thanks to NAWS Humane Society for stepping up and taking care of all of her medical funds that needed to be paid for.